Henceforth, your verdict will be delivered by Big Brothers, wager judges. Housemates, kindly stand up and welcome, for the first time ever, Big Brothers, wager judges.
Mother Nature is rugged, resilient, like cactus.
Trauma and fears.
Housemates,
Yes, big brother.
you have won your wager.
Okay, there were certain things I observed in the house last night. Certain conversations that were had that I listened to, paid attention not just to the speakers, but also to their body language. And guys, it gave me a lot to think about. And of course, there will be a lot to talk about. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna separate these conversations into different parts. There's gonna be there's gonna be a 2 or 3 parts video to this effect, all right? So that we can properly address those conversations. Because guys, remember, the house was on high tension the whole of yesterday. I think it even started from Thursday. Yeah, there's been a lot of drama, there's been a lot of tension, and even though it seems like the drama has sort of diffused, there's still conversations going on. Yes, being orchestrated, of course, by certain housemates that do not want the drama to entirely die down. They want the conversation to keep flowing. Yes, and of course, 1 or 2 other conversations that involved Big Brother, courtesy of Alex, of course, and then the conversations involving mental health, of course, courtesy of Angel. Guys, yeah, there's a lot. So let's start with the wager presentation on this video, because I equally have a lot to say about that one as well. And by the way, people that literally switched it up. Biggie, moved around a few things, brought in new rules, new people, new faces, maybe not really new faces, people that we've seen before. But guys, let's just get into it. We're going to start with the wager presentation on this one. We'll touch up a bit on 1 or 2 things that I observed, and then we'll move on to the second part of this video, where we will shed more light on those conversations I just mentioned. All right, so let's get into it. Stay tuned to my channel. There's a lot to talk about today. And guys, remember, today being Saturday, by 3 p.m. WAT, we're going to be converging here live for our live conversation. So I look forward to seeing all of you. Please come through, do not miss out. There is a lot to talk about, and trust me, you totally do not want to miss out on today's conversation. All right, so please make it a date with us, and make sure you watch this video to the end so that you do not miss out on any part. Somebody dropped a comment yesterday on one of my videos, complaining that, oh Glory, every time you're doing a video, you tell us that, oh, there's a gist you have for us, you will tell us in another video, there's a gist, and then when you now want to spill, you only spill 2 out of 10 gists. And I'm like, wow. You see, this is the reason I always encourage you all to watch my videos till the end, because I literally spill gist in between whilst also spilling the main gist of the video. So every time I tell you watch this video to the end, I'm not just capping. There's a reason for it. All right, so once again, I tell you, please watch this video to the end, all right, so that you do not miss out on any part. And officially, you are welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Gloria Elijah. This is Frankly Speaking with Gloria Elijah, and I am the girl with the T. For those of you that are yet to officially become a part of this community, this is a welcome pack to all of you. Please do not hesitate to do exactly what you see on your screen, so that you will be able to receive a lot of my videos whenever I upload a new one, most especially. All right, and yeah, please like this video and feel free to share. Now quickly, let's proceed. Now, beginning with the wager. I'm sure by now a lot of you must have seen pictures of the housemates creations online. Yes, their creativity was really stretched, as Big Brother had briefed them that this week was the week for the earth. Yes, I think they called them Earth Day, more about recycling and saving the trees and saving the earth, things like that. And they had been instructed to create as many trees as possible, and then they were to write a poem dedicated to Mother Earth, and they had actually stuck to the brief, like literally. Yes. Literally, when I say literally, exactly what people asked them to do was the exact thing that they did. Now, I was a bit disappointed because I was kind of expecting them to use their initiative to know that they were to do one or two things extra to add flesh and blood to the bones, to the structure of their presentation, which I'm going to spill to all of you. But before we get into that, let's talk about the role of Mashallah, the head of house of the week. Ladies and gentlemen, a standing ovation for Mashallah. I wish I could literally stand right now, but if I stand, you will not see my face. So an ovation for Mashallah. Ladies and gentlemen, Mashallah did great. And you see, watching Mashallah in his element all week, being an excellent leader, oh my God, guys, in a way I started feeling bad that he wasn't really, you know, a real housemate, that he was just Biggie's guest. It sort of really pained me because you see that energy that Mashallah carried into the house, he fully utilized it to perfection this week, put everybody in their place. All those housemates that would normally want to carry a shoulder on their chip when it's time for task, Mashallah put all of them in their place. The ones that required force, he used force. The ones that required him shouting, he used his voice. The ones that required him to, you know, be the bigger person, put aside his ego and make peace with them just so that they can, you know, come through for the task. Guys, he went all out to do all of that. I've been putting out videos all week, you know, sharing with all of you guys the progression of the housemates' preparation for their wager task presentation. And I just particularly loved the way he had used reverse psychology on ADEKUNLE and Bbnaija, two people that feel that they are very, very smart. As a matter of fact, they feel like they are the smartest housemates of the season. But Mashallah used reverse psychology on them. And it worked to the extent that even up until yesterday, before they went into the arena to present their wager, these two people, this sheep, they were still working on the trees. Guys, it was quite interesting. It was quite interesting. So I really applaud Mashallah. I give him his flowers. The young man really came through. Even people that were so impressed, Biggie gave him so much accolades, you know, for a job well done.
Your outstanding leadership planted seeds in the house. It is no surprise that so many beautiful trees were created in the process.
And he actually went all out to promise Big Brother that as far as he was head of house this week, that they were going to win their wager. And one thing he had done to set the tone of that promise was him taking charge and leading by example. Yes, he had ensured that everybody was on their toes, all hands were on deck, and he had started creating the trees. He started creating 2 trees. So in total, they had created 5 trees, but Mashallah started the creation of the first 2 trees. And, you know, everybody just wanted to work. Everybody wanted to work. Everybody wanted to be acknowledged, you know, as having contributed to the preparation for the task. So it was quite interesting that regardless of all the drama, all the tension of the week, everybody knew that they were obliged to work, because the wager was for all of them. So once again, massive accolades to Mashallah, you know, on being an excellent leader. As a matter of fact, one of the best leaders of the season so far. I don't know which other types of leaders we're going to have in the coming 3 weeks left of the show, but let's see, keep our fingers crossed and see. Now, fast forward to their presentation, guys, beginning with their costume. Yeah, what they had actually worn to the arena. That was perfect. That was spot on. And that was courtesy of Mashallah. Mashallah, I thought about it, that they were talking about the earth. They were talking about trees, recycling, saving the earth. So that message will perfectly be passed on to the viewers by them representing the colors of Mother Earth. And so they had gone ahead to wear green. Yes, he had suggested that everybody wore, you know, a touch of green or just green if you have it all. And they had gone all out to wear that color. And guys, you know, the fact that it was not really a uniformed shade of green, it made it more pleasing to see, aesthetically pleasing to the eyes. It made it more beautiful. It gave a certain level of radiance, you know, that blended with the arena's decorations. Guys, everything was just looking beautiful. I loved it, absolutely loved it. And in a way, they were sort of matching with their trees. And guys, speaking of those trees, oh my God. I mean, come on. Listen, aside the fact that most of these housemates, they have PhD in madness, PhD in mental craze. Guys, these people are really talented. No caps. They are talented. They are creative. I mean, guys, I was amazed at how they created those trees with the limited resources that have been provided for them by Biggie. Okay, maybe not limited resources per se. Big Brother gave them the key resources that they needed. And then where they lacked more, they had improvised. Guys, these housemates had used carbon papers to create leaves, tree leaves. Guys, they had used any and everything available in that house to create tree trunks, tree stalks, tree leaves, tree branches. Oh my God. It was so beautiful, guys. Everything came out perfect. Everything came out excellent. I mean, if nobody told you that they actually used plastics and papers to create the parts of those trees, guys, trust me, you would not have even noticed. You wouldn't have even believed it. And the way they painted the leaves, you know, of those big leaves, guys, come on, it was really beautiful. I loved it, which was why I was really pissed. Yes, forget about the accolades I'm giving to them right now, but this is why I was really pissed that they did not take out time to showcase their trees, to talk about it, to eulogize their trees, you know, to speak about their creative juice, to speak on where they got their ideas from, you know, to infuse other elements around the house into creating those magnificent trees. Guys, I was really mad at those housemates. I mean, it's like creating an excellent piece of art and then you had the opportunity to sell it, to sell yourself, to sell the creative genius in you, and then just because you are rushing, you want to just present the other parts of the task, you just blah, 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 and then you forget the most important element of the task. Guys, I was really disappointed. That presentation, that showcase that they would have done would have been the highlight of that presentation last night. And it was really a downer that they did not take out time to talk about it. And you see, once again, it all boiled down to poor preparation. Yeah, because in as much as all hands had been on deck to work, they had spent a lot of time quarreling. They had spent a lot of time, you know, getting really invested in creating the trees, yes, which was not really a bad thing, but then they did not spend time at all into creating an excellent structure for how they would present their work. They did not spend time at all, you know, to even consider the nature of the task. For them, as I said before, it was a literal interpretation of Biggie's brief. Create as many trees as you can and create a poem for the trees or for Mother Earth. So guys, it was really a disappointment, and frankly speaking, that win that they won last night, I just felt like people that just gave it to Mashallah to crown his effort. If it comes to how they interpreted the brief, I think they did not interpret it at all. I don't think they actually did justice to it, and I do not think they actually deserved the win. Yes, but for the sake of Mashallah, Mashallah himself deserved the win. Not the general house, not the entire house, because it just went to show that nothing really has changed. The only difference is that the head of house leading them this time around was more stricter and more responsible, and really even went all out to take responsibility for everybody's actions and for its own actions as well. Now, an aspect of the wager presentation that sort of made it interesting was the introduction of the wager judges by Big Brother. Now, according to Biggie, this is the new way forward with regards to the housemates wager task presentation. So every Friday night, there will be a set of wager judges that will sit in the arena with the housemates. They will listen, they will watch, they will observe the housemates presentation, and then they will take note of whatever they notice, whatever, guys, and then they will give their verdict. Yes, and then they will score the housemates. Now, they were to score between 1 to 5. Yes, 1 is the lowest and then 5 is the highest. Now, according to Big Brother, if the housemates are able to accumulate a total of 10 points, you know, collectively from the judges, and he agrees with the judges' score, then it means the housemates have won their wager. But anything otherwise that, it means that they have lost their wager. Now, other rules attached to that new development is The housemates cannot interact with the judges. Yes, no telepathic communication, no okay, fine, eye contact is allowed. Let me not take it too far, but no speech communications, you know, between the housemates and the judges. Do your thing, the judges will do theirs, and that will be it. Now, another introduction by Big Brother is that moving forward, whether they win their wager or not, the shopping cart will always be open to them to shop every weekend. They usually shop on Saturdays. And according to Biggie still, if they win their wager, their stake will be used to shop. But if they lose their wager, they can still shop, but on the condition of them using their own money point coins to shop. Which was the hilarious part in this whole drama, because guys, we know that the housemates are kind of broke. Yes, save for a few that still have their money point coins, almost the general house is kind of broke, because for the past 3 weeks now, inclusive of this week, last night, Biggie has been staking on behalf of the whole house. And he took that drastic decision because of the greed and the selfishness of people like ADEKUNLE and Bbnaija, who would always hoard food, stash away the bulk of the provisions for the entire house, yes, to sustain themselves whilst the rest of the house starved. So it became a problem. It became a hunger pandemic in the house, and Big Brother decided that, okay, fine, you know, since these housemates are being selfish, when it's time to stake, you will see that the people that actually steal the most and eat the most are the ones that actually stake the least. Then it would be better for him to, you know, take charge of their stake and just literally go all out to stake everything that is their allowance for the week. Now, a lot of the housemates had been kicking against that, but Big Brother had not changed that method. And that was the same thing he did last night. So guys, I listened to all of these new rules from Big Brother, and it was just so hilarious. But anyways, moving on to the wager judges, we had Ozo, Nengi's boy, man, whatever, from from the lockdown season. Also a friend to Neil, like very good friends with Neil. And then we also had Vandora. I think Vandora was from the, was it Pepper Them Gang season or the Seagull Bay season, guys? Frankly speaking, I don't really know. And then there was CEECEE. Yeah, one of Biggie's ultimate riders from just the previous season of Big Brother Naija, the level up season, aka DOYIN's husband in the house, and aka DOYIN's boyfriend outside the house. I don't even know if they have actually engaged each other, because at some point I saw videos online of CEECEE, you know, leading DOYIN to his family house. Guys, nah, a lot of things happening. But anyways, guys, those are the wager judges, and I loved the way Ozo and Vandora judged the housemates' performance. However, I was kind of disappointed that they did not notice that the housemates did not present their trees. And so it made me wonder, okay, what were people looking at? What were people looking at? Were you just enjoying the color in the arena? What were people looking at? I mean, you guys saw those magnificent structures. You saw how beautiful those creations were. Why didn't you ask them, you know, about a piece, like a presentation for the trees? So I was kind of disappointed. Now, the person that disappointed me the most was CEECEE. Like, guys, CEECEE opened his mouth and I almost gagged.
Oh, is it up? Is it up? I've been on a clock on myself. So far, so good. What money? You I say this Grammy will carry and come east too. Amen.
Hey guys, after Ozo and Vandora had given their verdict and had scored the housemates 5 and 4 respectfully, I was kind of expecting CEECEE to, you know, to point out that loophole that I have been mentioning all through this video. But then CEECEE opened his mouth and said, it's a wrap. It's a wrap, guys. It's a wrap. And then he now called White Money. White Money, like I said, that Grammy, you bring it home. Like he started going the line of my brother, you are talented. And guys, frankly speaking, listening to him giving White Money all of those accolades, for me, it just felt like, dude, did you come into Big Brother's house again to come and kiss us? Like, really? You know, like, it was such a turn off. And then he had focused on, who was it again? Was it Soma or who? Like, guys, yeah, I just felt like CEECEE's role as a wager judge was just completely useless. I'm sorry, but I have to call a spade and not a shovel. CEECEE should not have been a wager judge, in my frank opinion, because the guy did not even know what to say. He did not know what to say, because he said, oh, it's a wrap. You guys did well, not try. You guys did that. And then I give them 2.5 because the other judges had given a score that accumulated up to 9 points. And then I just wanted to add it up to make it 10. Guys, nah. Cheesy's role last night was a complete waste. It was a waste. And for somebody that is heavily mouthed on Twitter, for somebody that is always Twitter fingers, I was actually expecting much. I'm like, bro, did you go into the arena to go and observe only White Money singing? Didn't you observe anything else? So for me, it was just a flop. It was a waste of space. He should not have been there. They should have brought in someone else that had, you know, a very, very good sense of humor and equally would have been able to do the job. And that's on period from me. So yes, it turned out that these concerns that I have, Big Brother also shared the same concern. But then for the sake of a mashallah, he had gone ahead to, you know, give the housemates the win. So they won their wager. They were all excited. However, in the midst of all of that excitement, 1 or 2 persons were really sad. Yes, DOYIN saw Cheesy, and I don't know the looks that she was giving to the guy, even the way she was licking her tongue and biting her lips. I'm like, yeah, DOYIN, calm down, slow down your hormones. It's only 3 weeks remaining. Don't worry, you'll be fine. And then there was also Neo, who had broken down in tears, you know, back in the house at the sight of his friend Ozo. If you all recall the lockdown season, Neo and Ozo were actually BFFs, and till now they're still very, very good friends, like brothers, you know. Yeah, so he had this moment, got really emotional, and you know, just sort of started missing home. But anyways, guys, that is that about the wager. I feel like I've actually said a whole lot. And this video is just unnecessarily lengthy for just a wager presentation. But I would love to hear your thoughts about all the concerns I have raised on this video. So please go ahead and share. And also let me know the things you loved about the presentation. Let me know the things you loved about last night's showcase. And also let me know what exactly was your highlight, you know, from the entire presentation. And I will see you all on another video shortly. Have an amazing day.